First responders are often on a time crunch when attending to emergencies, but they say a simple action by residents could prevent any delays and could help save the lives of people in urgent situations. Since far as Maribel Gonzalez went on a ride along with EMS to find out what challenges they're facing.
911, what is the address for emergency?
From the moment dispatchers at the Hidalgo County Emergency Center get a phone call, the clock starts ticking. Responders have a small window of time to get to the location of the emergency.
Seconds count when it comes to emergency responders getting to the patients.
But often, Director of Communications Maria Ontiveros says her team encounters a very serious challenge.
And it will cause a delay if we don't have the address visible to us.
The center responds to around 300 emergency calls on any given day, but they say that in about 40% of the dispatches, responders have a hard time finding the addresses of the emergencies. This causes delays that can mean the difference between life or death.
Yes, like this is one of the main areas where we have a hard time.
Yolanda Ayala has worked for EMS for several years. She says that oftentimes residents do not have their house number in plain view. She took us on a ride-along to show us how rampant this problem is in the area. Here in Edinburgh, many mailboxes don't have house numbers, and other numbers are blurred or too small for responders to see, especially at night. One resident knows what can happen when emergency crews can't find their location. Beltran says a fire broke out in her house, but responders took longer to get there because they couldn't find her house.
Pretty sure if we were to have numbers outside the house, I think they would have gotten here much faster.
EMS responder Ayala says this is a problem not only here within city limits, but valley-wide.
But a lot of our rural areas, we don't even have street signs to go by, or they're new streets, so it's not even on the GPS system.
EMS responders have several safeguards in place to be able to identify house locations when they get phone calls. They have GPS devices, navigators on their vehicles, and in some cases, good old-fashioned Texas map book. But even with all of these tools, Ayala says the public can help assist in cases of emergency by simply putting numbers outside of their home. Another tip:
whenever calling 911, and you know that there's no street sign, you don't have a house number, give us a description of the house.
In McAllen, with complete Valley coverage, Maribel Gonzalez, CBS 4 Valley, tonight.
Tonight, the McAllen City Commission heard a recommendation to require all residents to have a visible address outside of their home. But city commissioners were concerned with the fine associated with the proposed penalty. They decided to table the agenda item until their next meeting.